White Labs, an e-commerce marketing agency. Today's guest is David. David, feel free to introduce yourself and let our viewers know a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure. My name is David Madden. I've got I started my career in the automotive industry as an engineer, which through that role, I was able to find an opportunity for a marketplace in industrial packaging. So I've started ContainerExchanger.com in 2006 and have been running it ever since. We broker, we buy and sell, trade industrial packaging. So that's wire baskets, bulk containers, totes. So these are like specialized equipment that manufacturers and distributors use to run their business. And we buy, sell, trade, and we carry inventory on new product as well. Sold through our website.
Awesome. I know you said that you saw a need, but what did anything else inspire you to start the brand?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of, I mean, I was trained to find and eliminate sources of waste in our process. That was typically within production line environment, reducing scrap, reducing errors, making people and machines more efficient. One area that we had that I felt like was very wasteful but wasn't easy to solve on the individual plant basis was packaging waste. So we had a lot of crates, containers, and packaging that went and was sent to scrap or thrown away at the end of a program. That was really the genesis of the business, was to recognize that here's a lot of waste that is a many-to-many problem, right? You can't solve this at the individual plant level. You really need multiple plants working together to solve the problem of this packaging waste. So that was the genesis and the unique value proposition that we came to the market with in 06. And in 06 also, there wasn't a whole lot of B2B that was happening online, at least not in this space. So we had a bit of a first mover advantage as well.
That's great. Who is your target audience?
We sell to primarily large and mid-sized manufacturing companies, as well as distribution companies. So it might be anyone. Our typical client are companies that you've never heard of, but are very large companies, right?
Yep.
They make switchgear for cars, or they make motors for washers and dryers, or belts, like tubing companies and scrap companies. These companies that kind of make product for other companies. That's our typical target market.
Gotcha. What makes you different, or shall I say better than your competitors?
I think the marketplace is certainly a differentiator, right? Where we'll work with our reputable seller base. So we're really just kind of I believe that's a unique offering that Container Exchanger continues to lead in, which is working with so many suppliers as well as end users, right? A large company might have a packaging fleet that they need to decommission, and they can work with Container Exchanger to get that disposition to a new buyer. So really, we can really optimize the selling price for them, right? So similar to an eBay.
Awesome. I know you have a lot of options in containers. What is your most popular or best-selling container?
I would say. We've got a few niches that are real successful. I mean, a bulk container that's collapsible is really popular. Collapsible wire basket. We also something that's really unique, I think, is and very successful is really any wood crate that comes in from overseas does very well, right? Because we've got such a huge price advantage over someone building their own wood crate. It's just really remarkable, right? So this is someone that's importing goods maybe from China or India, Asia, with a sub-assembly, maybe like a casting or something like that. They'll ship it in a wood crate, come to us, and really their alternative is throwing it in a dump, right?
Yep.
To fill up a dumpster and throw it away. So we've got enormous value to provide that type of a seller. And someone who wants to buy a wood crate that might cost them $150, it's just it's just a great opportunity to reduce, to keep stuff out of the dump, and also give everybody a win. We call it the win-win-win.
That's great. What are some because most of our listeners are entrepreneurs like yourself and have e-commerce brands. What are some challenges that you've faced in the past few years, and how are you able to overcome them?
Sure. I mean, running e-commerce, I think, one of the largest challenges is we were highly dependent on SEO early on, and that the kind of the SEO game continues to change, and it's enormously more more competitive than when I started out. So I'd say the largest challenge is just kind of like staying on the forefront of marketing, and in particular, continuing to be effective with being an organic result and ranking well organically. That's certainly the largest challenge. There's plenty of other challenges, of course, too, right?
Yeah.
Managing inventory, where do you set up distribution, handling customer issues so that everyone's happy at the end of the day. These are all, I mean, yeah, if you're going to work in e-commerce, these are all things that you've got to figure out.
Gotcha. Makes total sense. You can only buy on your site? Do you offer any wholesale only on your site, or how does it work?
Well, we're working with large buyers, right? I mean,
Okay.
our target market is our large companies. So we typically have minimum order quantities that have to be met. The onesie twosies, as we call it, like the home user. It's really very difficult to serve that customer with the type of product we sell and ship.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That was my guess. You're not going to sell me a container, most likely, right?
we could try, but it falls off the rails. Unfortunately, I think home delivery is really challenging when you're dealing with things that ship on a pallet.
I can imagine. What is your future plan for yourself and the brand?
Sure, we're gonna. I think everything. It feels like the pace of change is just kind of accelerating, and it I feel like we're on the cusp of this whole artificial intelligence thing.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that, I think, play out in like you mentioned, you guys do a lot of SaaS. It seems like that's a big offering with SaaS right now. How does that impact our market? We're looking to continue to position ourselves in a way that we're constantly adding value to our customers and to our sellers, doing the things that we can automate to do that more efficiently, but making sure that we're well positioned in a place that we can't be replaced by automation. So that's where Container Exchanger can continue to do extremely well, where our excellent staff, excellent customer service is going to come and really save the day for our customers when they need us the most.
That's great. I don't think we're on the cusp. I think we're in it now. I think we're in AI now. I think for a while we were, but I think it's AI is a part of life now.
Right. I feel it certainly is. Right. I mean, I've been trying to stay on informed. I've used ChatGPT and trying to learn like all the capabilities that it has. I think where we still haven't seen AI penetrate. Obviously, you can use it pretty effectively for content generation or for content summary, but I haven't seen any company get killed because of like AI figuring out a way to automate the process that they do. I guess that's what I'm saying. So it feels like that transition where we see some kind of legacy, some legacy folks that don't adapt, their businesses don't survive. I think that's definitely a possibility. I just don't think I've seen it happen just yet.
Yep, that makes total sense. That's totally fair. What are some? I know you mentioned SEO. What are some successful activities you've done to promote the brand?
Sure. I mean, we're primarily online. I mean, we do our best to continue to offer good value through our email communications. Okay. We do plenty of CPC advertising, display ads. We're primarily online, right? We're looking for the industrial buyer that's willing to interact and purchase online to make a purchasing decision. So that's where we try to be.
Awesome. What advice could you give entrepreneurs that are looking to start an e-commerce store?
I think serving a niche makes a lot of sense. Certainly, I think a niche that you have knowledge of and that you can be passionate about. It seems that I think where marketing is definitely heading is where the brand has really a voice that's identified with on social media, and brands that can speak to these niche audiences. Obviously, social media has brought about this ability to like really engage with an audience in a very niche way, and really anything where they feel like they can bring value to that community and bring a community together could possibly build an e-commerce brand from those social interactions, right? Because
Yeah.
really where we started with ranking well on organic search, I think it's really difficult to come in with a new platform and do very well there and very easily. It's like, I think it's very difficult. And then of course CPC, highly competitive. The costs are well into the margin
Yeah.
of whatever you're selling. Social engagement creates this wonderful free way, like how organic traffic used to be free
Yeah.
for us with a well optimized website. I view social as kind of the free way to get your traffic these days.
Right. That's great advice. Well, David, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want our listeners and viewers to know about yourself and your brand?
I mean, I don't know how much overlap we've got. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship, so I certainly encourage anyone out there, if they're thinking about something, to give it a go. Obviously try to mitigate your risks, but you can't make the shots that you don't take. So take your shot and give it a go, and hopefully you'll figure it out.
So, is that a Michael Jordan quote?
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's a famous quote. That's listed everywhere. There, that is. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And that's true.
All right, David. Well, I appreciate you coming on the White Pod, and I appreciate your time today and learning about your brand and your story. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephen.